What if everything you believe about being separate from other people, from nature, from the universe itself, isn't the full picture? What if, underneath all the noise, the barriers between you and everything else are an illusion, one that science is just beginning to unravel? It sounds like a spiritual idea, but this is more than philosophy. It's rooted in some of the most groundbreaking scientific discoveries of the last century. Imagine for a moment that your thoughts are not just mental events locked inside your skull. Picture them as ripples in a vast, invisible ocean of energy that stretches through all things. What if your every intention, every emotion, every belief is not isolated, but part of a subtle web of interconnection? A hidden architecture beneath reality, always present, always influencing. This idea isn't fantasy. It's based on real scientific findings, especially those from quantum physics. Let's begin with something strange. Imagine you're holding two coins. You flip one here, the other is flipped thousands of miles away. Somehow, beyond explanation, both flips always land in sync. Heads here, heads there, tails here, tails there. You might think it's coincidence until it happens every time. This is what scientists call quantum entanglement. A proven phenomenon where two particles, once linked, remain mysteriously connected, regardless of how far apart they are. They react to each other instantly, defying the logic of space and time. Now stretch that idea further. If particles, the basic building blocks of matter, can be entangled, and everything, including you, is made of particles, what does that say about you and the world around you? Could your own consciousness be part of this web, entangled with people, places, events, even the universe itself? Increasingly, the evidence says yes. Consciousness is one of the greatest mysteries of science. We think of it as something generated by the brain, like steam from boiling water. But researchers are starting to consider something far more radical, that consciousness is not just in us, it's connected to everything. A field, a presence, a fabric that we tap into, not produce. Your thoughts, therefore, aren't just private. They might influence the world in ways far beyond what we've been taught. Studies from organizations like the Heart Math Institute suggest that your heart, not just your brain, plays a major role in this process. It generates an electromagnetic field that can be measured several feet outside the body. This field changes based on your emotional state. When you feel love, gratitude, or joy, your heart's rhythm becomes coherent. This coherence doesn't just affect your health, it appears to synchronize with others. It can even influence systems outside your body. Your emotional energy becomes a force. If thoughts and emotions are forms of energy, and energy doesn't just disappear, then where do these vibrations go? What if they ripple outward, touching others, bending events, guiding the flow of life towards certain outcomes? We've all felt it, that strange coincidence. The person who calls just as you think of them, the job opportunity that appears out of nowhere. These moments are often brushed off as luck or randomness, but perhaps they're reflections of something deeper, a resonance between your inner state and the quantum field around you. The deeper we go into quantum reality, the more we realize that observation changes what is observed. In one of the most famous experiments in physics, the double-slit experiment, particles of light behave differently depending on whether or not they are being watched. This suggests that consciousness isn't just a passive observer. It plays an active role in if observation affects outcome, and if we are conscious observers constantly interacting with the world, then maybe your very awareness holds the power to shape the path of your life, not through control or manipulation, but through intention, belief, and emotional alignment. But here's the catch. Most of your thoughts and emotions aren't conscious. Up to 95% of your mental processes are controlled by the subconscious. That's the real driver of your energetic signature. It's like a transmitter constantly broadcasting your core beliefs to the field around you. And where do those beliefs come from? Primarily from childhood. The first 7 years of life are especially formative because during that time your brain operates in a low-frequency state, almost like hypnosis. You absorb the beliefs of your parents, teachers, society. Not just their words, but their energy, their fears, their limitations. So if you grow up hearing things like, "You're not good enough," or "Life is a struggle," those messages don't just disappear. They become part of your subconscious programming. And no matter how much you consciously try to think positively or attract better outcomes, those deeper signals keep sending out the old frequency. This is why people feel stuck, why change feels hard. You may want abundance, love, or health, but your subconscious may be tuned to scarcity, conflict, or illness, and the quantum field responds to that deeper signal. But there's hope. Just as you were programmed by past experiences, you can reprogram. The subconscious is not fixed, it's malleable. Like software, it can be updated. Through repetition, emotion, visualization, meditation, you can start tuning to a new frequency. You can start aligning your inner state with the life you want to live. This is more than positive thinking. It's energetic alignment. When your heart, your thoughts, and your subconscious beliefs are in coherence, the field around you responds. You begin to attract people, situations, and opportunities that reflect your new vibration. Life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a flow. You may notice it in small ways at first: a conversation, a shift in mood, a surprising bit of good news. But over time, the changes build. The reality around you begins to mirror the transformation within. This isn't magic. It's a shift in awareness, a recognition that reality is not just out there, it's also shaped in here. The boundary between your mind and the world isn't as solid as it seems. Scientists like Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff have proposed that consciousness may be rooted in quantum processes within the brain itself. If true, your thoughts may literally be quantum events, entangled with the fabric of existence. What you think, feel, and believe doesn't just echo inside your mind, it echoes across space and time. Think about how often you felt something before it happened, or how you knew someone was about to call before the phone rang. These moments hint at the deeper connectivity we all share. It's not superstition, it's the whisper of quantum interconnection, a subtle signal that everything is linked, that nothing is truly separate. And once you understand this, you begin to see life differently. Challenges become messages, emotions become indicators, synchronicities become signposts. You stop trying to force outcomes and start aligning with them. You begin to ask, what am I broadcasting? What frequency am I living on? It's not about controlling the universe, it's about harmonizing with it, becoming an active participant in the unfolding of your reality. When you realize the power of your subconscious and the reach of your emotional energy, you begin to treat your inner world with more care. You start to see that healing your beliefs, calming your nervous system, and opening your heart are not just personal acts. They're cosmic ones. Because when you shift your frequency, you're not just changing your life, you're changing the field itself. And perhaps in doing so, you're not only unlocking your own potential, but helping awaken the greater consciousness we're all a part of.